What is up, everyone? It is Diecastbuffet here again with one of the coolest diecast sets ever produced in NASCAR diecast history. This is a 2006 Wood Brothers Racing 3-car 164 set. Let me tell you, this thing is so freaking cool. One of my all-time favorite diecast sets. Low-key might be my favorite one. If we take a closer look at it, let me get it off the rotating base. You're going to love it, man. It is freaking awesome. And here we go, folks. Rotating base out of the studio, and check this out. I got to give a huge shout out to the homie Cameron for sending in this diecast set. He sent it to me in a diecast haul, and I just extremely greatly appreciate it, man. This thing is so freaking cool. He told me he saw that I mentioned it in one of my videos. I don't remember which one it was, but I was talking about this 3-car set, and inevitably he gave me it. So that is so freaking cool, man. I really do appreciate it. This is going to be a fun diecast review. I'm going to be doing a review on all 3 of the cars in one video, so it's going to be kind of a long-winded video. Apparently, the analytics show y'all enjoy the longer form videos, so get ready for a lot of rambling about 164 scale cars made 20 years ago, because I'm that type of dork. So check out the packaging. If it looks very familiar, you would be correct. Very, very similar to the Atlanta 3-wide set we got in the NASCAR, or Gold Series line. So here's the box artwork. You have kind of a faded, kind of a checkered flag pattern in the background. You have Motorsports Authentics, which, from my understanding, they're basically Action. I don't know if they rebranded for a couple of years, but I believe it's basically Action, give or take. You have NASCAR. You have... The box does have some scuffs, but I could care less. I'm about the diecast, you know what I'm saying? I love the presentation for this, because you could literally display your cars. It's so cool. Like, it really reminds me of kind of like a glass case, like at a pawn shop or something. And they have like the little glass case and the stuff on display. That's what it reminds me of. Really cool. Got Little Debbie Racing, U.S. Air Force, and Ford Motorcraft. 21 right there on the right side. Again, you can see the gradient of the checkered flag. So it's kind of a red, gray, and black design. Over to the side of it, you have Motorsports Authentics. Interesting enough, they didn't put nothing here, so I'm kind of wondering, did they have an idea of maybe putting something here? I don't know. I honestly don't even know how this was distributed. Was this a promotional item? Was this something they handed out? I don't know. At racetracks or something? Was this something you could buy at a diecast shop back then in 2006? I don't even know if it was actually released in 2006. This could have been something that got delayed to 2007. I don't know. So if you have any idea about the backstory of how this particular item was distributed back in the 2000s, I would love to know. What's interesting is, again, there's not much stuff on here. So I don't know really how this was distributed, but traditionally when they do the diecast sets, or hey, perfect timing, by the way, check this out. This is one I've had for literally 21 years. Yes, I'm getting old. This is like another promotional style diecast thing. It's the Aaron's 50th anniversary one. Let me pop the top on this carefully without destroying it. But yeah, you can see the 2 diecasts in there. I did a diecast review on this, by the way, so if you want to check it out, feel free. Just look up Aaron's 50th anniversary Diecastbuffet or something like that on the YouTube search, and you can find it. Or check out my playlist for 2005 diecast. It should be on there. But anyways, my point is that on this, there's a lot of real estate taken up on here. I'm kind of curious, was this uniquely distributed? And that's the reason why it has more of a minimalistic packaging design, which I think is really interesting, the history of this stuff. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and open it up now. How do we open it? That's a good question. I think the side panel actually opens up here. Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and I don't want to tear it. Let's see. I think this one has been opened before, because you can see a little bit of the corners. I don't know. Again, I don't even know how this was distributed. Let's see if we can just gently open up one flap. Let's see. Let me try a trick here. So I've done this before on my 164 scale diecast. The individual ones where you'll try to pry it open like that. The trick is you. Oh, I didn't get it on camera. My bad. But you want this flap to lift over this flap, because if it doesn't, it tears, right? So if you can get this one right here on top of that. Traditionally, it'll pull it out, and then you could kind of work it out. There we go. All right, so now that we have the flap open, again, it opens up on the side, and then we go ahead and should be, yeah, it's a plastic tray inside of it, which is really freaking cool. And here we go. Check this out, man. Wow, is this freaking cool, dude. Like, I could imagine being a kid back in 2006. And, you know, you got your Jeff Gordon cars, you got your Tony Stewart's, you got a billion, you know, Dale Jr. cars. And then you get a freaking Wood Brothers diecast set. I tell you what, if I was a kid in 2006, which I was, but, you know, if it was still 2006, I would be probably using these cars every single diecast race because it's just that freaking cool. This is awesome, man. So I'm going to clean up the studio a little bit, and well, first we'll take one car off of here, and then we'll clean up the studio and get everything ready to go for review. If you're curious how this is done, it's basically two vacuum sealed things of plastic. I thought this one might have been previously opened, but it looks like it might not be because there's a piece of tape right here. I don't know if that's from the factory. I don't know. That is interesting. So what about this side? Would this side still open, or does it have tape on this one? We're learning here, guys. Hey, the analytics show y'all actually enjoy the longer form videos, so I'm going to try to keep all this in here. I do see some tape right here as well, so that makes me think this might actually be factory sealed. Let me see if I can peel the tape or cut the tape. Actually, let's cut the tape here because I don't want to peel it and leave residue because, you know, the tape might have been there 20 years. You know, you're gonna have sticky whatever tape gunk. So let's try this. I'm going to take X-Acto knife and let's just see if we can carefully. There we go. That's simple. So that's kind of a trick. If you have tape on a NASCAR diecast packaging, maybe a 124 because they'll tape stuff. Sometimes it's better to just cut the tape and not actually peel the tape because you could actually damage what's underneath it, or just have to go get the, what is it called, Goo Gone or something, and get the residue off. So sometimes it's better just cut the tape and leave it. And let's see if we can try to open this up without cutting the other side. I think I'd better cut the other side. Let me go ahead and do that as well. Again, I'm going to leave this in here. So this is a full experience diecast review. And I hope y'all doing good out there, man. Feel free to comment down below. Do y'all have this diecast set? You know, if you know how this one was distributed back in the 2000s, I would love to know, because I know it's a promo diecast set. These are actually on the promo Gen 4 mold, which makes them, in my opinion, a whole lot more interesting. And I'll talk about that later in the video. But here we go, man. Oh my goodness. These things are so cool, bro. I freaking love this, man. This is so cool. All right. So what we're going to do, usually I try to start on one side and go to the other, but I'm going to start with the primary paint scheme first because I feel like that kind of makes a little bit more sense. So we're going to start with the primary car. I'm going to go ahead and carefully set it over here. I'm going to clean up the studio, get it all nice and fancy, and then I'll be right back. And here we go, folks. Check this diecast out. Oh my goodness, man. So if you're curious what I mean by the promo mold for NASCAR Diecast 164, so basically the way the telltale sign is really, really easy. It's this area right here. Now, it is very much traditional to a Gen 4 Monte Carlo, but if you see like a Ford diecast or even a Toyota diecast or a Dodge diecast, and it has this style side window. I don't have another diecast I can really show. Oh, I just bumped the camera. Forgive me for that. I'll show a Hot Wheels diecast, but see, that's traditionally what the Fords ran in the 2000s, right? But if you see this on a Ford diecast, traditionally it's a promo car. Another telltale sign is the front of the car is a little bit more bulky and the rear window is a little bit shorter. The rear window on the traditional Monte Carlos goes down a little bit longer to here. So basically they made a promo plate body style mold. In all honesty, it really looks like a Daytona style body. Around 2003 when they were making the uniformed body styles for NASCAR. And 2002 was really the last year for the Gen 4s that they had manufacturer-specific body styles that were very, very different. Well, in 2003, they started making promo diecast as well with this, and they ran it all the way up until I want to say the Nationwide series stopped using it because they would also use it for track promos as well. But the reason why I love the promo diecast so much is it looks verbatim just like the plate bodies. If you look at a Daytona car and a Fontana car, the nose on the car for Daytona and Talladega are always a little bit more square body, a little bit more bulky, and that's what I like about the promo one. Not an unrealistic bulky, but a plate car style bulky. Interior of the car is a little bit different as well than the Monte Carlo or the Ford Taurus. You got Motorcraft right there, U.S. Air Force, and Little Debbie. Kind of cool how, you have 3 different sponsored cars in the box set, but then you also have 3 different logos on the diecast itself, on the hood of it. You got the Ford logo. I think the Ford logo and the headlight decals might be slightly smaller than need be. Go to the front of the diecast here. You have the lower fog lights, which is pretty cool. I do notice a little bit of a blemish right here and here. And I noticed one right here as well. And if I had to guess, this is where the plastic, I don't know what you call it, vacuum sealed style top lands against the car body. The theory I have with that is either maybe they put it in the package before maybe the clear coat or the car was finished, or maybe it just got so hot at some point. It could have been in a warehouse 20 years ago or something, borderline, and it could have been extremely hot, and the plastic might have, I don't know, reacted with the clear coat. I have no idea, but I do notice a couple of little areas. You can see a little spot right there as well will show. So that's something to kind of bear in mind. Notice there's no Fusion decal here on the front either. For whatever reason, promo diecast sometimes have interesting quirks. This is a Hot Wheels car I showed earlier, but you can notice the back panel has no decals, but the front does. The reason why that's the case, I don't know, but they do that sometimes. Got Moog, Comp, Lights, and Sudoku there. Go to the left side of the diecast here, and the Wood Brothers cars in the 2000s, believe it or not, actually got made. You got a little bit of a hair or something there, I think. Let me see. Looks like something there. I don't know. Anyways, the Wood Brothers cars actually did get made in the 2000s, right? 2006 and 2007 was like the last years of the Wood Brothers cars basically being a guarantee in 164. 2004, 2003, 2002, I mean, you'd see them all the time in the Hot Wheels line. They even had them in the Team Caliber line. But around 07 and 08, that was kind of the, it was getting bad for the Wood Brothers, unfortunately. And I want to say in 2008, they were actually part-time. They still got a diecast made, I believe. But they were pretty much nowhere near as, where they were maybe a decade before. And up till pretty much Trevor Baynes winning the Daytona 500 in 2011, it was, I don't even think they got money diecast made. I don't even think they got any made, actually, for 09 and 2010. So that's kind of crazy. Check out the metallic gold flake number 21 there. That is fantastic. Ford parts and service. Again, you got a little bit of some scrapage here. Again, I don't know if that's reacting with the plastic. Maybe they put it in the packaging too early. I don't know. It is a promotional item, so you could have some variations there. Got Little Debbie Snacks, Snap-on, and U.S. Air Force. Believe it or not, it's a Ken Schrader diecast. The Wood Brothers cars had a ton of different drivers in the late 2000s, but this is a Ken Schrader diecast. I want to say the other 2 cars in this set are as well. Got the American flag there. Not sure what that decal is. Got Ford. Got 2 other decals. One of them is Motorcraft. Don't recognize the other. Give her to the contingency panel. You do have NASCAR Nextel Cup Series commit. Mechanics Wear, Gillette, Autometer, EA Sports, 3M, Holly, USG, Checkers, Rallies, MB&A, and Goodyear. Got your Goodyear Eagles there. Go to the back panel of the diecast. This is a nice touch with it. You do have the blue spoiler, which is something that really pops, in my opinion. I like that. It looks pretty cool. You have your taillight decals, 21 on the right side, and maybe it says Wood Brothers on the left side. I can't tell. I got Little Debbie Snacks, genuine parts and service, Ford on the back panel. You do have your Ford logo in the middle. I like this little almost like a Bobby Labonte style design on the back panel, a little zigzag, a little bit of Kevin Harvick, GM Goodwrench, the black and silver car effect. On the right side of the diecast here, the chassis is a little bit off. You can see how high the right side of the car is compared to the left side. So I guess it's got a little bit of stagger to it, which is kind of cool. Awesome freaking diecast, man. I don't think they actually made any of these cars in the, Action or Winter Circle line. I could be tripping on that. I know in 2007 they did. They made, I think, the U.S. Air Force car because they had it was like 4 or 5 different special Service Academy die-cast paint schemes that all got made in Winter Circle. I think they even made a Ward Burton number 4 car that ran at the Coke 600. There was some really random stuff. I want to say that's how one of the Wood Brothers cars made, but in terms of just the standard ones, like, the primary paint scheme we have right here, I don't think it got made outside of Team Caliber. Could be mistaken on that. But fantastic paint scheme, man. At the top of the car, you have the white 21 with the blue outlining there, the nice bold font. It's a little bit more the skinnier on the top of the car than on the door. And then you go over here to the back window of the diecast. Again, you have the promo style rear window. Traditionally, the windows are supposed to go a little bit more further down. I'll show this one here. This is a Hot Wheels mold, so it's going to be different. But the rear window on the promo cars are definitely smaller than the other ones. And then you have Ford Motorcraft right there on the deck lid. You can see a little bit of scrapage there, so I'm not sure all of, maybe all the promo cars have that. Maybe just this particular one. I don't know. If you're curious, at the bottom of the car, it's a little bit thinner in terms of depth on the actual plastic, but nonetheless, it is it's closer to the Monte Carlo than any of the other ones, but it definitely looks more like, in my opinion, a plate version of the car. So that is freaking awesome. Now we have 2 more in the diecast set to review. I think we're gonna do the Little Debbie's car next because I feel like they ran the Air Force car less. I could be mistaken on that one, but I think they ran this car more. And I want to say in 2006 it wasn't just one driver. I think they had other drivers as well. Could be mistaken on that. I'm going to go ahead and get that one out of the box, and I'll be right back. And here we go, folks, the second diecast of this diecast set. And this is probably going to be the most popular one. And the reason why, well, I mean, if you're a kid and you get this diecast set, this is probably the one you're going to notice is the Little Debbie's car, right? There's like a bajillion different snack cakes on the, that they serve. I think on this car, it's more or less the oatmeal cream pies. I think that's what they call them. Anyways, this is definitely the most iconic one probably out of them because did they even make another Little Debbie's car? I mean, they had a ton of different paint schemes. Even Marcus Ambrose, I think, even had a couple of paint schemes when he was racing for JTG Doherty during the Gen 5 era. So go through the front of the diecast. Again, we do see a little bit of a blemish right here, but what's so weird is that the blemish, it almost looks like oil that's on there. So I don't know if that's a reaction with the clear coat. I have no idea. Maybe it just, I don't know. Again, maybe the packaging was just really, really freaking hot at some point and the plastic reacted to it. I don't know. But it's minimal, right? I would like to see, though, if other die-casts from this set had that same thing, because then that would kind of explain, is it like a factory error or is it just this particular one? But either way, man, and, honestly, out of all the years, of die-cast collecting, 2006 is probably the leanest one I have, because in my local area, they stopped selling NASCAR die-casts, right? I'm not even going to hold you. So 2006, they stopped selling NASCAR die-casts locally, like Racing Champions. They quit, selling die-casts at Family Dollar around that time. Dollar General, I think they carried some die-casts at times as well. They stopped selling them. So pretty much all the stores as a kid, they quit selling NASCAR die-casts. And fun fact, the only car that I actually got from I think 2007 up to maybe 2011 was a Dale Jr. COT, and that was because it was out of town. So 2006 is probably a year I should focus on collecting more, because I don't have really much of them. I think honestly, I have maybe 2, maybe 3. I don't know, maybe a couple more. But yeah, that's so this diecast set being from the year 2006 and having all those amazing all these amazing paint schemes in here, it's the perfect one for my collection. So thank you again, Cameron. I appreciate it. Got U.S. Air Force right there on the hood of the car. You have the Little Debbie's mascot. Is that the right word for it? I don't know. You do have this very interesting retro pinstripe design. Kind of reminds me of the front noses you would see on some of the 1960s and 50s open wheel cars, at the Indy 500s. Definitely kind of a retro design, which, it is the Wood Brothers, and, that'd be kind of a fun throwback. But from the diecast here, again, the headlights and the main grille decal, I think, is a little bit smaller. What's interesting is it does have the Fusion decal here, but it doesn't on this one. So, again, it's really fascinating, the little quirks that go into it. But regardless, I'm just grateful these cars actually got made, because I don't even know if they made them in the Team Caliber line, to be honest with you. So, if they didn't, which I think they did, then I'm saying these things would be really freaking rare. If not, they wouldn't even get a 164 made. So you got Moog, Comp, Clavite, Edelbrock, and Sunoco there. Again, you got a little bit of some scrapage there. I don't know if it's just the top layer of the clear coat. It might actually come off. I don't know. But I like the nose design. That is really, really sharp. The left side of the diecast here, you have the number 21. It is a different color 21 than the traditional kind of a soft bronze gold color. You have Little Debbie right there on the side. Kind of reminds me of the next gen placement. How they usually do a lot of like sideways logos. I don't know if I have a diecast with me. How about this one right here? This is going to be kind of random, but like how the logos are a little bit sideways on a lot of the next gen paint schemes. Is a 2025 Rural King Noah Gregson, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. Got U.S. Air Force right there. Snap on. You got the what is it? Oatmeal cream pie, something like that. Snack cake there. Got Nextel Cup Series Commit Mechanics Wear, Gillette Autometer, EA Sports 3M, Holly, EFI, USG. Got Checkers and Rallies, MB&A, and Goodyear. Got NASCAR race car. Ken Schrader right there on the driver name rail. Got American flag. Got the Ford Racing decal, Motorcraft, and again, not really sure what that decal is. Go to the back panel of the car. Got Little Debbie, got genuine parts and service, Ford. If you can't tell already, it's a Ford. I got the number 21 right there on the right side. I like the white back bumper with the red on the top of the car. Really, really sharp stuff. Go to the right side of the diecast here, and you got also the black side skirt. That's a nice touch. But I mean, could you imagine having a diecast series? And you pick up this diecast set, and you got 3 different paint schemes you could run for the 2006 season. Just my favorite diecast is always the mid to back marker teams. Those are always my favorite ones, because all the top cup teams, they pretty much always get made. My favorite ones is like the MWR, the Wood Brothers. The mid to back marker teams. Those are always my favorite diecasts to get made. And I'm telling you, man, if I would have had this diecast set, 20, 50, 15 something years ago, man, bro, I would have freaking used these cars so much, man. I got the number 21 right there on the roof of the car. Notice it does have the same pattern as the door number, because this one doesn't. But that is a difference in the paint scheme. Ford Motorcraft right there on the deck lid. Good gloss clear coat, which that's what's kind of fascinating, is like the clear coat looks really, really good. You could tell it's new, so it does make it a little bit perplexing with some of the wear on there. So my theory, and maybe I'm just mistaken, maybe they put it in the package too fast when they were producing it, whenever they did. It could have been late 05, could have been late 2006, could have been, I don't know. They made all kinds of things, but that is kind of interesting there. Anyways, so I want to go ahead and get the number 21 Air Force car out. I will be right back. All right, folks, the third and final diecast, but certainly not the least. Look at this paint scheme we got here. Wow, is this freaking cool. So this is the U.S. Air Force number 21 car for the Wood Brothers, and look at the livery. So I mean, in terms of just paint scheme selection, it is just amazing. I mean, look how different the paint schemes look, right? You have a completely blue car, you have a completely red and white car, you have a car with a little bit of both on there. I mean, 3 different sponsors, 3 completely different liveries. literally probably my favorite diecast set in all honesty that ever got made. Maybe outside the Kyle Busch 5-win Xfinity pack, that one was really freaking cool. This is certainly up there, man, in terms of just amazingness. There are some other ones that got made throughout NASCAR diecast history. One of them that I really liked was the Martin Truex Jr. Busch Series one. I think it was like 2004. It had like 5 different paint schemes. I don't even think the paint schemes got individual winner circle releases. They were like really random alternate paint schemes. But that one was certainly up there. But this is high key is one of my favorite diecast sets ever to be produced. And once again, there's no Fusion decal there, so that's kind of interesting. Over the front of the diecast here, you have the U.S. Air Force decal, the Little Debbie's decal right underneath it, forward, and then you have the front headlights and the Ford Fusion grill decal. Go to the front lower valence, you do have what would, when I see the bottom grill piece for the Ford Fusion, it definitely reminds me of the COTs because they kept this this headlight and grill design verbatim, I believe, till 2008. So I always remember this lower valence being tucked up underneath the nose on the COT, right above the splitter. Got Moog, Comp, Clevite, Edelbrock, and Sudoku there. Got over to the left side of the car, you have Goodyear, which the Goodyear decal is interesting. It's kind of like almost like a soft yellow, like a faded yellow, not fully, doesn't have full opacity. That's definitely one I haven't seen. You got the 21 right there, which has, again, brand new style to it compared to the other ones. You have, the gold number 1, you have the white with a little bit of yellow on the outlining, and now you have the blue, white, and black. I love this gradient, kind of like it's like a light beam, if you will. We have like the little light beams through it, the blue and the white. That looks pretty cool. Air Force there. Got Little Debbie on the quarter panel. Got, was it Sunbelt? I'm not sure what that might be. Got Snap-on tools. Nextel Cup Series, MB&A, Checkers, Rallies, USG, Holly, 3M, EA Sports, Gillette, Autometer, Mechanics Wear, and Commit. Got Ken Schrader right there on the driver name rail. Notice the name rail decal is a little bit different. On this one, it is, I believe, all black. And then on this one as well. On this one, well, it's black and red. So I don't know if maybe they didn't delete the background red and that's the reason why. Or maybe it was supposed to be red on all of them and it just blended in with the paint scheme. I don't know. That's actually really interesting. I think it looks good. Even if that's something they forgot, I actually think that looks pretty good. Got the American flag there. You have Ford Fusion, Motorcraft, and I'm not sure what the middle decal is. Go to the back panel of the car. You have the white back bumper once again. You got the nice Monte Carlo, or not Monte Carlo, but the Gen 4 ducktails. That's what I always called the back bumpers on the Gen 4s. They remind me of a ducktail. Got the 21 on the right side. Airforce.com for genuine parts and service. Got the Ford decal there. I think the white on the car, I could be tripping on this. It almost looks like it's spray painted on, so that is interesting because you can see a little bit of overspray around here. So either they sprayed the blue or they sprayed the white. I'm not 1,000% sure, but that would be kind of interesting. If you look at the bottom, it does look like it. Like right here, you can see a little bit of excess, a little bit of excess. You can see a little bit inside the fender well. So I think that's the construction with this car. They masked off the back panel and then sprayed it. So that is interesting. Go to the right side of the car. Again, big fan of the design here. Just really, really cool. For a 2006 paint scheme, I'd say it's pretty modern, to be honest with you. Top of the car, I like this. No background outlining to it. Just straight 21 car. I like that. It's a little bit different. Again, we'll compare it to the other ones. You do have the blue outlining on this one. And then you have the yellow and black outlining on this one. This one has no outline to it. I like the difference. It's pretty cool. Ford Motorcraft right there on the deck lid, and a fantastic die cast to be sure. Guys, let me tell you, if you were in the hunt for this die cast set, I have no idea how many of them got produced, but I don't think it is like extremely dried up or anything. So if you come across it, man, absolutely pick it up, man. This thing is incredible. I've always wanted to get this diecast set, so that's what's so cool to actually be able to do a diecast review on it. Again, huge shout out to Cameron for sending this in. I greatly appreciate it. It's literally the perfect year too for my collection because again, I might have like 3 2006 cars. I have a Matt Kenseth, what was it? A Matt Kenseth Team Caliber car that I got so many years ago. It was not during the 2000s. It was during the 2010s. And then I have what is it? A Bernie Lamar. Yeah, a Busch Series car. That was a Dollar General promo. So I think I know that's 2006 cars. I probably got a couple of the more other ones around here, but those are 2 of them that I know for sure. And yeah, so it's kind of cool to add these to it. My favorite paint scheme out of them, it's probably going to be the Little Debbie's car, but man, the primary car just looks so freaking cool. I can imagine, doing a diecast stop motion or racing series. You got the Home Depot car, you got the DuPont car, but then you got that Motorcraft car. Just fantastic stuff. Absolutely recommend it. So what I'm going to do with this video, we're going to put this video all together as one long-term video or long-form content video. Again, I don't know why, but analytically it shows y'all enjoy the longer videos. I don't know how y'all put up with my voice, but that's besides the point, so I'm thankful for that. For everyone who the analytics don't lie. Apparently y'all watch it. I mean, I don't know how, but I'm grateful. What I'm going to also do is I'm probably going to film some diecast reviews on these individually. So if someone wants to watch, hey, one of the paint schemes but doesn't want to watch all 3 of them, I'll probably have some separate diecast reviews that I'll release later on each one. So that way, if someone wants to watch just one of them, they can. It's a little bit easier and a little bit more digestible, so to speak, in terms of content. So, guys, absolutely recommend it. 2006 Motorsports Authentics Wood Brothers Racing Ken Schrader set. High key, one of the greatest diecast sets ever. I put a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's just freaking awesome, dude. Highly recommend it. You see it, pick it up. It's awesome. That's all for now, fellas. Of course, if you want to help support the channel, feel free to use the promo code over there at Circle B Diecast. Helps me be able to do new diecast reviews on the channel. You don't have to use it, but feel free to if you want. But that's all for now. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a blessed one. DB, signing off.